So these bees came Sunday night, 5 a.m. from Georgia, from my master beekeeper. I would say our master beekeeper because he's everyone's master beekeeper, Keepin. He goes down there every year, gets a couple hundred packages of honeybees, helping out all of eastern Long Island. He pollinates different farmers' fields and apple orchards and, you know, whoever needs them. So what we're going to do is we're going to install, we've got 3 packages here at this property today. We're going to install this package of bees into this hive, and hopefully you'll be able to install your own package one day by watching this video. So what we're doing is we're going to first install the queen, and the queen is in a little cage called a queen cage. So I'm going to close that back up, keep them inside. So let's check her out. She's in this cage with her attendants, and there she is. She's the bee that looks a little different than all the others. She's got these guys have little abdomens. She's got a long abdomen. There she is. And what they do is they put this marshmallow in here, and there's a little cork. So we have to take the cork out. The screw's a very easy way to do it. Kind of like a wine opener. So there we go. And then what we want to do is give them a little help by making a hole in that marshmallow. But we want to make sure that we're not going to poke the queen in the process. So these guys are all very attracted to her. She's got pheromones and such, so they're getting, they want to help this queen out. So we're just doing this so that the bees in here and the bees in here are going to work together to eat that marshmallow so that they can free her from her cage. So, now that we've done that, put these guys down here for a sec. Feeder. That's the last thing we're going to do is fill up this feeder. And I've got these drawn out comb already. This foundation is already drawn out. It looks a little messy, but it really doesn't matter. This is from another hive where a mouse got in and ate it up and did a lot of damage. I did a video on that too. But so we're going to use these so when the queen gets out, she could start laying her eggs right away. Because if we gave her just empty foundation, all these bees are going to have to build it up like this before she can even start to lay her eggs. And it takes 7 pounds of nectar to make 1 pound of wax. So these bees will work really, really hard trying to build this up before she can lay. So we're going to give her a little bit of help by giving her drawn out comb. So as soon as she escapes that cage, she's going to be able to start laying her eggs. That's the hope. So I've already sprayed these with some sugar syrup because we want the bees to get really attracted to the frames. And I'm also going to spray these. This is a Bonac Bees feeding formula. It's got sugar syrup, some water, some herbs that help keep away different kind of mites and different pests that are harmful to honeybees. So instead of using pesticides and such, we try to go the natural route, and it works pretty good here in East Hampton. I also put a little chamomile tea in there. Lets them get a good night's sleep. So this is gonna go really quick, so don't, you know, if this is boring, it's gonna get really exciting really fast. You know, so a lot of people think that, you know, honeybees, it's all about the honey, but really, if anyone watching eats food, honeybees are all about helping you get food to eat. 1 in 3 bites of food that you eat, you could thank a honeybee, including beef and pork and poultry, and all those animals depend on grains and such that are, you know, the honeybees are very helpful in feeding the planet. So if anyone eats food, you might want to think about helping honeybees. Good way to help honeybees, one way is to have honeybees on your property. Another way is to not use pesticides. They're finding all across the planet that honeybees are in decline 30 to 50%. This year it was only 24%, so it's good, but and they're really finding it's this new class of pesticides that's correlated with the rise of the pesticide use, decline of the bees. It's neonicotinoids, imidacloprid, horrible, poison, terrible. GMO crops, say no to GMOs. Label the food, government, so that we can make a choice. Alright, so, can you come closer, and I just want to show you how we're going to put her in there. We've already made the hole, we've removed the cork. These guys are like loving her. They are like, hey queen. So they're really, really getting attracted to her. And again, she puts out these pheromones. And what her job in the hive is to tell everyone else what to do. So she's gonna tell them that she needs them to make wax. She needs them to gather pollen. She needs them to get nectar. You know, she needs them to make cells so that and you see how gentle honeybees are? Some people get scared. These guys are not interested in hurting anybody. So I'm gonna stick this metal into this wax. And again, this isn't the exciting part, although it might be exciting, but it's gonna get really exciting in a minute. So we just wanna push this in and get it in there really good. And we're gonna come back in about a week, and we're gonna see that they let her out and check their food. Once you'll see how we give them food and just see how they're doing. Spray these guys, because you know, again, they've been traveling for about a week. They're happy. I'm going to show you something too in a sec. So, if you notice, down at the bottom, there's hardly any dead bees. I mean, that's a really good sign when you order bees, that there's not like a whole bunch. An inch at the bottom isn't even a worry, but I mean, there's hardly any dead bees, so they are really doing well. It's really happy to see that. And what this is sugar syrup. And that's what they're all crowded around. Not only the sugar syrup, they were crowded around the queen cage that was right here. So you see how they're all up there? We're going to give them a good thump. And then we're going to remove this can. Like so. Oops. Sometimes, yeah, this is the difficult part sometimes. It's sticky and slippery. Okay. So this is their feeder that they were fed on. In the bottom there's a few holes so that they were able to have some good nutrition on the way, on their trip. We'll just put this over here for now. Here we go. Give them another spray. Now the spray gets them busy. They're cleaning it off of each other. They're like distracted. And if you notice, I'm not wearing any kind of equipment. And the reason why is because these bees have nothing to protect right now. They're a little bit confused because that queen was only their queen for about the past week. That's not their queen of their colony, but she will become it. So they're not that protected. They have no babies to protect. They have no honey. They have nothing in there. So they're just ready for their queen. So this is the last they're going to see of their little traveling cage. Okay, here it goes. It's going to get exciting. You ready? You guys ready? Yeah? See how nice they are? Coming out all pretty. We'll give them another pump. Typically I would wear a veil, they call it, a beekeeping outfit, but not at this point because, again, these guys are gentle, they're not aggressive, and actually these are Italian honeybees, so they're typically a gentler breed anyway. Alright, so this is cool because you see that big, I'll give them a little spray. See that big mound of bees? Now I have to get these frames in there, and it's you know, see how they're drawing up? They're starting to climb up both sides. They like their stuff, and you know, I just gently put this in, and I'm not squishing them. They're just going to move out of the way because they've got plenty of room down below. Now we got to tell them, behave. Be good girls. Most of the honeybees are girls in the colony, about 98% are female, because the boy's only job in life is to mate with the queen, and then he dies. He can't collect nectar, pollen, he can't sting, he can't make honey. So we're gonna, you know, the queen cage is still there. We want to make sure it didn't fall down to the bottom. It's awesome. Alright, so next we're going to put on high top feeder, and if you look down here you'll see that they can come up through the hive, and they're going to come up and they're going to drink this feeding formula. And the reason why, again, is because it takes about 8 pounds of nectar to make 1 pound of wax. They'd have to go out and collect 8 pounds of nectar from flowers around this property in this neighborhood, and that's a lot of work. So what we're trying to do is help them build up their wax, so that then we'll stop this feeding when they start to build and make honey, because you don't want honey made out of feeding formula, you want honey made out of nectar. So they're already starting to drink it. Work pretty fast, these ladies. And we put on the inner cover. And we put on the outer cover. And if you come around to the front, you can see that there's a few bees left in their little transport cage there. And they're going to make their way up and out and in to the hive. So I'll just move this over here. Give them a little. And they got the little door. We have this entrance reducer on so that otherwise they would have to guard the entire entrance. We don't want them to worry about that because they're a new colony. So they only have to worry about guarding this part from robbers. There are actual robbers that come around and rob their honey. Other bees, other insects, stuff like that. So they only have to guard that door. And we're going to check them out in about a week, make sure the queen got out of her cage, and make sure everything is good. And that's that. That's how you install a package of honeybees. Okay, so we had a problem with this hive. We had a mouse get into the hive in early spring. It was after we removed the winter mouse guards, and the mouse moved in, ate up everything. It ate, I think it ate the queen, it ate all the honey, it ate all the babies. There is a nice group of bees left in there, so what I did is I ordered a queen, and the queen just came today. My mailman knocked on the door and brought me this lovely queen, and these bees are actually from around the neighborhood. They didn't come with the queen, but they're getting attracted to her scent, so I'm just gonna see if we can get them away so that we can, there's the queen. So this one with the big long abdomen as opposed to these guys, I don't know, can you see a good shot of that? So they're all very attracted to this queen, so she's got a good scent. She's an Italian queen, And
Keepin.
she's down there at the bottom. So she's in this cage with her attendants. On this side is it's like a marshmallow. And there's a cork on either end. And what we need to do is we're going to take the cork out. Good way to do it. Easy way. Take a little screw. Take the cork out. And then you could see the marshmallow on the inside. So what I'm going to do, just to give them a little help, because it is a little hard to get straight out, is I'm going to make a hole and be careful that I'm not going to end up killing the queen, which wouldn't be very good. But there is a dead bee in there, you know, it happens, but that's not the queen. So I'm just going to go until I see, there it is, just so that when I place this in this queenless hive, the bees that are in there are going to be attracted to her. They're going to eat through this way, and these guys are going to eat to free the queen. So this hive was amazing. It was 3 of these boxes. We were getting ready to add a 4th when we discovered the mouse. And it's common. Mice, bears, skunks, raccoons to break into a bee colony. So there's still bees in here, that's a good sign. Feed her off. This is a pollen patty. We're trying to help this colony out because of the fact that they did have a intruder that really messed things up. So this is actually a sugar, that's a fat patty. It's got sugar and Crisco in order to try to keep trachea mites away. It's a natural way to manage pests without pesticides, because our hives are all organic, pesticide free. I brought a frame that I had at home with some honey in it, so I'm going to give them this to give them a little bit of a boost, because again, this colony is weak. There's not a lot of bees in it, and we want to do everything we can to help them. I'm going to just show you some of the damage the mouse did. Ate through everything. It ate all the babies, it ate the larvae, it ate the honey. You know, but the bees will clean this up. Once they get a queen, the queen needs to tell them what to do. The queen needs to tell them, fix that. Get me some pollen, get me some nectar. We need to get ready for the winter. You know, so it's not a problem to leave this in. Should have seen the other ones. The mouse ate everything. But these guys, once the queen gets in there and starts telling them what to do, they're going to do a good job. They're going to get nice and fat and grow strong and healthy. That's what I'm going to do. Where'd she go? Oh, those are the crazy poodles. Okay, so we're going to make a little indentation in here, and then we're going to push these close together with the screen facing out so that the queen gets air. They're all going to start getting attracted to her. They're going to eat her out of there, and she's going to start laying eggs. She's going to come out. She's mated. She's ready to go. She wants to lay eggs. The queen lays about 1,500 eggs a day for her lifetime, which is about 5 or 6 years. Well, these other little ladies, they only live about 30, 35 days most. So, and what we're going to do, we're going to come back in a couple of weeks. We're going to let them get her scent, so we're not going to bother them for at least a week. But within 2 weeks, we should come back and we will see eggs. Depending on when she starts laying, when she gets out of her little cage, we could see larvae. It goes from egg, larva, to pupa, to a little bee within 21 days. It's pretty awesome. But again, these bees don't know what to do because they don't have a queen. She tells them what she needs, and they listen. They do a good job. They work their whole lives, most of it inside the hive. And on day 21, 22 of their life, they leave the hive, and that's when they start to gather nectar and pollen. And they bring it back and they make honey. So this hive we're done with. Let's wish them our best luck to get well soon. That they're going to like their queen. and they're gonna grow strong. They're a weak hive, but they might, you know, with our help and with good nature and no pesticide use around the community, I think they'll be okay. We're gonna give them this pollen patty because again, they have nothing in this hive. This is just it's a pollen patty. It's their protein wax patty for pest management. Did I say wax patty? It's a fat patty. Here's another door. So they have 2 front doors. Gives them a lot of ventilation. And here's their sugar syrup, secret formula. And they got these little rafts so that they don't drown. Sometimes some of them drown, but it happens. Okie dokie. So, make sure everything's good. And that's re-cleaning the colony after attack by wild Hampton mice. Okay.
You're on.
So this is 4 pounds of honeybees came from Georgia on Sunday night, and we're going to install them into their new home. So the first thing that we're going to do is give them a little thump to get them down. I'm going to take this cover off. And here is the queen cage. I'm going to put this back on because they want to come out to be with their queen. We want to keep them in there right now. See the one right here with the long abdomen? That's the queen.
Okay.
These are all of her attendants. There's a cork here. So what we need to do is we're going to take the cork out. My handy dandy cork remover. Now, you know, you get a little nervous, but I have to tell you, they don't want to sting you because they have nothing to protect. They have no queen. This has only been their queen for a couple of days. They have no babies, they have no honey, no pollen. They're just confused, homeless, and they don't want to sting you. And if they do sting you, they're going to die.
Oh.
So come on, don't be scared. So you see the marshmallow, but now I can see all the way in there. Usually I would put a hole in there, but I'm not going to because it's already got a nice hole going on. So what's going to happen is they're going to eat their way out. The other bees in there are going to eat their way in, and by the time that all happens, she will become their queen. When she gets out, she'll start telling them, go get pollen, go get nectar, the bees make the wax. You know, it drops off of their belly. So the wax comes out of their belly. They have royal jelly comes out of their forehead, which is what they use to feed the babies. Royal jelly also makes a queen. They feed the queen royal jelly her whole life, from an egg to a queen. So they are amazing, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Royal jelly up the forehead, wax off the belly, honey out of the stomach. They've got 5 eyes, 4 wings, and they breathe through holes in their side. So weird. We're going to take the queen, and we're going to kind of stick that cage in between these 2 pre-drawn out foundations. Where'd she go? There she is. Alright, so we're just going to put her in there with the cage, the wire facing out so she gets plenty of airflow. These bees from around the neighborhood, they're already getting attracted to her, so that's a good thing. And we're just going to kind of stick this, I think I need to make a little bit of an indent in this one. I'm going to stick this in there. And this metal is pretty handy because it helps to hold it in there. So within a few days they should get her out of this cage. And we'll make a little indent here. That waiting. So most of these bees are females. A honeybee hive consists of about 98% girls. And the reason why is because the boys can't do anything besides mate with a girl from another hive. The females collect pollen, collect nectar, make wax, make the nectar into honey, feed the babies, keep the babies warm, they make honeycomb. They do all that, and they kick the boys out in the wintertime. Because all they would do is eat the stuff that they've stored for the winter. Okay, so here comes the exciting part. Are you ready?
Ready.
And here comes the exciting part. It's called the thump and dump. So we thumped, now we're gonna dump. Oh, funny guys, huh? Give it another thump. Anyone that's left inside, we're going to put this by the front door, and they'll find their way in because they are attracted to this queen. Alrighty. Next, we're gonna put these frames back in. That's awesome. So I'm gonna just put this in really gently. You're gonna get out of the way. You don't want to, you know, kill any of them.
Fresh.
Yeah, they move. And I also wanted to check to make sure the queen cage is still where I put it before I end up closing this up. Some more sugar syrup. It's always nice to have people around to help out and show them. And you know, part of the thing is people are afraid of honeybees sometimes. And it's really not the honeybees you need to be afraid of, it's wasps, yellow jackets, hornets, those kind of insects. They want to sting you. And they can sting you over and over again because they don't have a barb on their stinger, whereas honeybees have a barb, and if they sting you once, they die. So they really don't want to. They don't want to sting you. Because imagine if they did, how much stings I'd have right now. All right.
Did you get any stings today?
We're good. I haven't. Now we're going to put the feeder on, but I just want to. I don't want to squish anybody. Every little life is important. Hopefully I didn't get anyone. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put this sugar syrup in this feeder, and I'll come back every week for quite a while with the new hive. You just want to keep feeding them until they stop taking it. And this has got all those nice herbs and things in it to help the honeybees. And it's got these little rafts so it floats and they don't drown. So honeybees don't swim well. And remember I said that their feeding tubes are on the sides, so if they get clogged with water, it's not good. They drown. Put the top cover on. And all these ladies flying around, they'll find their way in, or they might go into another hive. You know, some of them might die, but we got most of them in there. So that's how you
So
store
when
a
they
package
came from
of
up underneath?